Okay, so before I talk about Tusk, I'm just going to go over some of the movies I saw this summer and what I thought about them real fast. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy is fucking great. Go fucking see it. Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. Fucking great. Go see it if you like Dragon Ball Z. If you don't like Dragon Ball Z, stay away, because obviously you're not going to like it and be very fucking confused. Okay, fucking Deliver Us from Evil. Fucking, the Doors are not scary, okay? Filmmakers, I don't know who told you that the Doors were scary, but the Doors are not fucking scary, okay? So leave it alone. Sex Tape. Wasn't that great, wasn't that bad, it was only funny, like, for 2 minutes. Okay, so moving on. Tusk. Now, when I first heard about this movie, I didn't really know what to think. On one hand, Kevin Smith is one of my favorite filmmakers, but on the other hand, the premise sounds like probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. I don't think I'm spoiling anything if you've seen the trailers or heard anything about this movie at all, but it's basically about a guy who gets kidnapped and turned into a walrus. Now, just saying that sounds stupid as fuck. When I first heard the premise of this movie, I was like, hey you, fatso, yeah, you. What the fuck are you thinking? Before I go into a little more detail, when was the last time you went to a horror movie and genuinely felt disturbed or uneasy? Probably a long time. Tusk truly is a disturbing film no matter how you look at it. The villain is completely psychotic, the horror scenes are disgusting, and even some of the calmer scenes are just plain hard to watch. The horror scenes in this movie are really good. They're disturbing, but not too disturbing where you want to leave or look away. The special effects are done really well and it looks great, even if it is a little cheesy. Some of the dialogue scenes drag on way too awkwardly long, but I think that works with the film's mood. It really puts you into this strange fictionalized world that Kevin Smith has created. Even though I've been saying that it is hard to watch at some points and disturbing, that doesn't mean that the comedy isn't good. It is a horror movie first and foremost, but this is Kevin Smith after all, and it brings the same type of comedy you would expect out of one of his films. It's the unapologetic humor that we've grown to love over the years. On top of the regular Kevin Smith humor, a lot of the humor comes from just how uncomfortable you feel during some of these scenes. There's one scene in particular where I was laughing because I had no idea how long the scene was going to go on. It just kept going and going, and you could feel and sense the awkwardness from everyone else in the theater around you. Probably the thing that sets this film apart most from other horror films these days, besides from it being actually disturbing, is the fact that it has really good characters. Justin Long's character, although he's an asshole, is really likable and you want to see him be okay in the end. Haley Joel Osment is great too, as well as Genesis Rodriguez, who plays Justin Long's girlfriend. These three characters really bring in some emotional scenes that really get you involved in the story. But the character that really steals the show, however, is Michael Parks, who plays the film's villain. When you watch him on screen, you really buy everything he's saying, no matter how ridiculous it is. You just believe, yeah, this guy's out of his mind. If this film came out in the 80s, I can see this guy being idolized as one of the great psychotic characters in horror films. There is one character, however, that's going to be hit or miss with some people. The less I say is probably best, but let's just say he's one of those characters that makes the film as awkward as it was. For me, this character really made the film hard to watch, but I think that's what his purpose was, to make the audience generally feel unclean and confused. In closing, I enjoyed Tusk. Is it for everyone? No. Is it for most people? Probably not. Most people would just look at it and say it's a piece of shit. But for people like me, it's such a beautiful, disgusting piece of shit that we just can't look away. This is definitely a film that you're going to want to bust out with a group of friends some night when you want to watch some cheesy horror goodness. This was probably the best recent horror film that I've seen in a really long time, and I'm convinced that whether it's a comedy or a horror, Kevin Smith can do no wrong. Okay, well, let's just pretend like that didn't happen. Thanks for watching my review of Tusk. What did you think of the film? Did you love it? Hate it? Let me know in the comments. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It would really help me out a lot. I hope to be creating more content on this site more frequently, and if you can think of anything that you would want me to review, please let me know. If you missed it, check out the links to my reviews of Godzilla and Evil Dead. Thanks, and have a good day.